Hey there, my name is Steve.
And Tommy.
And Rennie.
And together we're Smart Home Rigs. In this Wyze Week episode, we're going to talk about the LED strips in both 16.4 and 32.8 feet. So watch this and we'll get right to it. Introducing the Wyze Light Strip Pro in 16.4 feet and 32.8 feet. Easy to stick anywhere, cut to size, and plug them in wherever you want to color your world, like under the bar for just the right mood, whatever the mood happens to be that day. Dramatically change any space with 16 million colors, or just one. Controllable through the Wyze app. It works with Google, Amazon, and IFT. You can make sure you're always ready for game day, alone or with family, or set the mood for game night with your friends. You can use Sun Match feature to automate your lights and sync up your circadian rhythm, and vacation mode to keep your home safe while traveling. So whether it's good night lights or good morning lights, choosing to light up your work from home space or your kids' homework space, a play space, or a quiet place to read a book, or just lighten the mood. You can light up your downtime and keep it down up their time, or use music mode to extend the party all night long. And whether you choose 16 foot or 32 foot, with the Wyze Light Strip and Light Strip Pro, Wyze has what you need to color your world. Why not pick yourself up a set from Wyze? The Wyze Light Strip Pro comes in two different offerings, the 16.4 feet and 32.8 feet. So let's see what they're like. I back the Wyze Light Strip Pro. Now let's see what the difference is between these two. This one comes with one Wyze Light Strip Pro and 10 clips. This one comes with two Wyze Strip Pros and 20 clips. One adapter, 2 alcohol wipes, 4 alcohol wipes. So it looks like the one adapter will work for both. The difference is this one's going to come with a splitter, so you can do both light strips. This one only has the one. That's going to be the power. This is going to be the cable and so that's the barrel for the power and the one that comes into the light strips itself. Whereas this one will differ slightly because this one will have the splitter. So you'll have the same barrel for the power, but this one has a splitter for two different light strips. My guess is the power supply is going to be bigger. Let's see if that's right. Oh yeah. So this one has a little power supply with 0.6 amps. This one has 1.2 amps. 2,000 milliamps versus 4,000 milliamps. These are going to come with wipes to remove excess dirt. This is to make sure that they adhere correctly. And then this one will have one thing of Wyze strips, where this one should have two. So they'll come on a little spool, so they're going to be super easy to lay out. It says Wyze right here. They are directional, so that means the light's going to feed from the power to the end. And I'm guessing since the end goes all the way inside of here, and it doesn't look like there's any other way to daisy chain off the end, that you only have one power connection that will connect to that power supply. Normally you have to match up an arrow. If you deal with light strips, you have to match up where the arrow is. This one has the 12 volt and then the ground. They got all of those listed there, but because of the way the power supply is rounded for the light strip and flat on the bottom, there's only one way to go in. See, that's flat there, and it has a little notch there that matches up. So that's how you would do that. And then let's plug them in, see what they look like. Start out with a really nice blue, and they're pulsating. There's also what appears to be a couple of buttons on here as well. One on the side and one on the end. So let's take a look at the setup instructions here. Basically, it tells you if you're going for a corner, they're going to go with the loop effect. Cut at the cut lines only, otherwise you're going to ruin your strip. And here are the buttons. So it looks like side button, front button, and indicator light. Indicator light's flashing, looking for it to pair. Some pairing mode. So the big button you can actually change. So if you didn't want to have to use your app, you can always just hit the little button here to turn that off and on. And I'm going to guess this side button here is, I was going to guess it was going to be a restart button, but apparently not, because it's changing things as well. Okay, we'll have to use the Wyze app to finish these. My guess is it's going to be in pairing mode as soon as we plug it in. So I'm going to plug it in here. Yep, flashing light indicates that it's in pairing mode. So we're going to say hit the plus sign, add a device, power and lighting. We're going to go for the Wyze Light Strip Pro. Begin installation. Yes, they are flashing. Let's go ahead and update the firmware. Because of course the firmware failed. So we'll try again. And look at that, it failed again. And we'll try this again later. But let's see if it actually works. So it's 50%, that's 100%, and that's 6%. In the box you'll find a controller, a power adapter, adhesive clips, alcohol wipes, a quick start guide, and depending on the link you purchased, either 1 or 2 light strips. Now that you have it all ready, let's get started by selecting the proper location to mount the controller. Connect the controller to the power adapter and ensure the plug can reach the desired power outlet, but do not plug it in just yet. Once you've confirmed it can reach the outlet, ensure the controller cords can also reach the desired mounting location for your light strip. If you're installing a 32.8 foot strip, the controller will go in the middle between the 2 light strips and not at the end. If you're installing the 16.4, the controller goes at the end. The controller has an adhesive back to stick to the wall or any desired clean surface. When you find your spot, clean the desired location with the first alcohol wipe and allow it to fully dry before mounting. Once you've cleaned the location and it's ready, expose the adhesive back and press the controller into place. Make sure the front and side buttons are both accessible before mounting. Next, we'll install the light strip. Use the other alcohol wipe to clean and prepare the surface you'd like to mount the light strip and allow it to dry. This will help the light strip securely adhere to the location. Partially unroll the light strip and connect it to the end of the controller. Starting at the end nearest the controller, uncover the strip's adhesive backing and firmly press the strip into place. If you're installing a strip on a 90-degree angle, for example the back of a TV or an entertainment center, make a loop with the strip and then reinforce each side with the included plastic clips. Continue unrolling and pressing the strip into place and work your way around the installation area until the strip is fully installed. Then install extra clips around the strip as needed. If you need to trim the strip to fit the installation, make sure the power is unplugged from the outlet and then use one of the cut points to remove any excess light strip. If you're installing a 32.8 strip, repeat this process for the second strip. Next, plug the power adapter into the nearby outlet that we selected earlier. The strip should begin pulsing blue, showing that it's in pairing mode. If the strip does not turn on, make sure the connection is secure and the outlet has power. If it comes on but doesn't pulse blue, simply press and hold the side button for 7 seconds or until the indicator light above the front button begins blinking blue and yellow. And then according to the instructions here, you've got this big button here on the front and the small button on the side. So the large button on the front will change the color when you press it. So if you press it, it changes the color that's on there. And if you long press it, you can turn it off and on. On the side, a single press will toggle mode. So you will be able to toggle from the different modes. And those would be the scenes, the music, or the regular mode based on whatever it is that you're wanting to do. And if you long press this side one, it'll put it back in pairing mode. And you'll know it's in pairing mode because the light here will go blue and yellow.
Alright, well that took longer than I thought, and I decided not to go around the roof because that was a lot more difficult than I had given it credit for. So instead I decided to put it in between the boards of this feature wall behind me here. I threaded it in there, wired it all up behind here, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it on here so you can see what it looks like. Alright, so I've got the Wyze app up. I'm going to go into the app and turn the light on. And as you can see, it lights up by sound through the little thing right there. There's a microphone and a little controller, and I put it right there for optimum sound pickup. When it's quiet, it stays low. When it hears noise, it goes up. You can do different degrees. If I turn this down, it actually looks like it goes lower. I have to get it all the way down to 1% for it to go off between the audio, but at least there is an option that makes it disappear until there is audio. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn this back up. So that's the regular. I'm going to put it on shadow. At the bottom you can see there's different modes that you can go through. This is design. That's if you want to pick a specific color. Right now, when I just went to design, it's still doing like the music effect. But if I were to actually go in here and pick a color, then that's the color that it's going to be, and it's going to be solid. And I can change that color to any color on the wheel. If I go to scenes, I can go to different brightnesses. There's even an option in the settings here to match the sun, so it'll automatically go to whatever the brightness of the sun is to 100%, and then I'll have to set the time so that it matches the sun. I'll turn that back off. I'm going to go back here to scenes and check out the music. Yes. So this is the shadow. I'm going to go ahead and turn these lights off so that you can get a better effect of what it looks like. Alright, so this is it in the dark. And now we're going to do leap. Leap changes from one color to the other, but it doesn't stop. And that's at 1%, that's 100%. You can also set the sensitivity of the mic to be more or less sensitive. And you can also set within the frame different options that it has. So this is the circulation of color, and this is the whole color. I think the circulation of color is kind of cool. Reminds me of Breakout, sort of. From Leap we have Flicker. And again, Flicker has the whole strip. There's also a subsection of strip. And based on what it picks up, it keeps stuttering. Here's the circulation on this one. And I see the blue going. Marquee starts from one end and goes to the other. You can set the sensitivity to be a little higher. This is the straight. This is it gathered. And then this is it dispersive. Starts in different places and goes in different directions. Send it back to straight. This is water. I'm going to come back to color focus in a second. Water starts at one place. Much slower. C wave. This is the C wave. This is it gathered. And this is it dispersive. Shooting star. Shooting star gathered. Shooting star dispersive. Straight. Only going in one line. This is the starlight. It twinkles in different places. Kind of good for the holiday season. There's it gathered. And the dispersive is here. Does a lot more random patterns, I think. I'll go back to straight. And then I'll show you my daughter's favorite. Her favorite is the color focus. This is the color focus at 100%. This is it gathered. And here it is dispersive. It just goes based on what it hears, and it goes in different directions. I'll go back to this one. And if I set this from 100% down to 1%, 1% is the only time that it actually disappears completely. But it still is that nice in the light, but I think it showcases it better in the dark. This is it in the light. turn the lamp on. And if I turn this back up to 100%, that feature wall will just accent like that. I can leave that at 100%. Swipe that up and let's go back to the marquee for a second. See that as dispersive. That is called. Alright, that's pretty cool. And then red, and then pink. Or it has to be in the next one to be pink. And then back to blue. It has to end before it goes back to blue? Okay. Well, that's too weird. I go back to auto color. Still different. I think I like that one. It does different colors, but they trace around much cooler. I think I might like that one. And at least it does stop when nothing's going on. See if I turn this down to normal. Might even be on less. How about that? Gathered. Dispersive. Shooting star. Dispersive. Pick up better. This one. Okay, I like this one then. We're going to leave it on that. We'll start at the bottom and go to the top. It's very sensitive. When I want it to be, it's not. When I don't want it to be, it is. Just like that. And it'll change to any color. Just randomly decide what color it wants to be. Okay. If I turn that down to 1. Okay, so now it's just going to be picking a color at random and loading it up whenever. Okay, what if I left that one and said circulation? Would that also then? Does it keep changing? Or will they always be the same color? No, that changed. Red, pink. What's next? The next color is yellow, orange. Okay, that's what I'm leaving it as. So that's the Wyze Strip Pro. That's the Wyze Light Strip Pro. 32.8 feet on a feature wall. I have to say I'm pretty happy with it. Alright, so now I've installed them, and I'm going to show you what they look like. The Wyze Strip versus the Wyze Strip Pro. I'm going to push in so you can see the lights a little bit better on the wall. I'm going to try to move out of the way here. And I'm going to do a screen grab so you can see the controls that I'm using in the phone here. I'm going to start with the Wyze Strip, and I'm just going to turn it on. And I'm going to put it in design so you can see it as a solid color. So that is it in blue at 1%. This is at blue 100%. So it does put off a good deal of light. Now I'm going to show you the Light Strip Pro behind it. And this is the Light Strip Pro. I like it because it does multiple colors and segments. I've got it set to sound activate, and that's at 1%. If I set it up to 100%, you can see that it puts off a great deal of light as well. We're going to go ahead and see what this looks like in the dark. So now we'll turn on just the Wyze Strip so you can see what that blue looks like. That's it again at 1%, and now at 100%, so that's the only light that's coming in here. Alright, so that's the regular strip. Now we'll go ahead and add the sound. That's the one that I liked right there. Okay, now let's put it at 100%. So it has some mainstay, but then flashes really bright whenever it hears sound. But it has a constant rest light. Now let's go ahead and add the Light Strip Pro to that. We're going to start it out at 1%. And at 1%, it only picks up when it hears sound. But if I turn the percentage up, it will also have a resting color. And you can see that it traces in 16 different segments. And as they hear my voice, they flash brighter. So if you're looking for some lights that have motion or bring movement to the room whenever it hears sound, I like both of these strips. Clearly the Light Strip Pro is the preference because of the color choices and the 16 different segments at the same time. But if you just have a small installation, the Wyze Strip definitely does a good job. It has great color. It doesn't have the epoxy coating on it, so it dissipates heat better and will likely last longer. But you can see that they work very well together and light that wall pretty nicely. I'm going to take them back down from 100% to, I'll take them down to 5%. I think 5% is as high as you can go and still have a resting point of 0. And we'll try the same on the regular strip. Take that down to 5. Yep, they both have a resting point of 0, and they still look fantastic together. That's it in the dark, but even in the light you'll be able to see it. You can see when I bring the light back up in the room, you can still see the light accent in that wall. You can still see it lighten up pretty nicely. All in all, I think they're both pretty fantastic choices. Whether you go with the Light Strip or the Light Strip Pro, I don't think you'll be sorry.
Uncle Rooney, what are the key differences?
So the key differences between the Wyze Light Strip and the Wyze Light Strip Pro is the Light Strip has no protective coating. The Light Strip Pro has an epoxy protective coating that makes it a little bit safer if you're bending it or you're going to put it around little fingers. This one does 16 million colors, and this whole strip has to be one color. This does 16 million colors, and then the whole strip can do 16 different colors at the same time. The regular light strip is bright, but the Light Strip Pro is brighter. The light strip does basic lighting effects. The Light Strip Pro does advanced effects. So whereas this one can flash and pulse with music, this one can dance. Not a bad deal. So whether you're going with the Wyze Light Strip or the Wyze Light Strip Pro, they both have plenty of fun and plenty of applications.
Not bad. Giving Philips Hue a run for their money, and for a much cheaper price.
It's not even close. These things don't require a hub, they do gradient colors, and they got effects all over the place. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and ding that bell so you can get notified when we post new content.
So until next time, my name has been Steve.
And Tommy.
And Rennie.
And you guys have been great. Smart Home Rigs, helping your smart home tech work for you.
We'll see you in the next one.